Good morning. I'm out this morning well before sunrise again. We've got a pretty bright moon and some sea and a bit of sky and some rocks and maybe some boats, and we're going to take some pictures. I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you do and you're new here, don't forget to hit subscribe before you go. Good morning everyone, thank you for joining me. We've got a heat wave here at the moment. I came out this morning about an hour and 20 minutes before sunrise, and the temperature was already 26 to 27 degrees. This is about the only time of day I feel like coming out and doing anything, to be honest. I've come out to a location I haven't been to for a while. I'm starting out on this beach which is Cala Llanwrtha. And my main feature here is there's a rock that sits just off the beach in the sea. And I thought I'd come and have a little play around, try and get some slightly different shots of it. So what I'm actually choosing to do is shoot with the telephoto lens and also keep the camera pretty low down. So it kind of exaggerates the shape of the rock, or it kind of exaggerates the size of the rock. Maybe makes it look bigger than it really is. So I've got 55 to 200 lens on. I'm going to do my first shot at 55mm. It'll be a 1 minute exposure, no filters required. And then I think I'll do another one, maybe just cropped in a little bit tighter. I don't know, maybe go to 65, 70mm and see what that looks like. We'll give it a go. I quite like the looks of some of those shots, but I've actually just changed my angle a bit. I've come around slightly to one side, so I've got the camera pointing out to the more colourful part of the sky. It's still only going to be just a tonal band. There's not a lot of detail there, but because it's got brighter, what I've done is I've made my aperture slightly larger, so I've gone to f8 and I've popped on a 6-stop ND filter. So that's going to be a 2 minute exposure. That's going to really smooth things out. Got some really quite pretty pastel-y tones in the sky. I want to try to include some of that. So So I'm going to do a couple of different versions of a wide angle shot, vertical composition. My gut feeling is telling me that having some water movement, the patterns of the waves in the foreground, is going to be more interesting than a long exposure. So I'm going to shoot, you know, maybe half a second, something like that, exposure, and then I'm going to pop on probably a 6-stop ND filter and do a long exposure as well, just to see what it looks like. It's going to be pretty minimalist because the rock is going to be quite small in the frame, probably focusing quite a bit on that sky. The sun has already risen officially, but it's behind some cloud over there. So I'm going to take this opportunity to move on to a second location, which is only a few minutes walk away, where there's some boats. And we'll see if there's something different to be done. Okay, I tried to be too clever, kind of rushed around to where I thought there was a way to get to a different vantage point. Completely blocked, nothing I can do about it. So I've kind of rushed down into a different area. The sun's actually got quite high, but it is behind some quite hazy clouds, so I think I might be able to make it work. Basically, there's this little cove here which has been converted into a fairly basic little marina, and there's a few boats in here. We've got the sun coming up in the background. Almost certainly going to go 16:9 crop. Going to shoot a few exposures on this. I'm going to go for something like about 1/160th of a second. That should preserve all my highlight details. That might even work because it's not completely clipping the shadows. So I'm going to do, let's do 1/200th. Just to give myself a little bit more latitude, I'm going to do one at about 1/50th of a second. You know what, I might do one in the middle as well. So about 1/100th of a second. Yeah. So I might be able to recover either highlights from this one or shadows from the longer exposure. I'm just going to put 3 fingers in front of it there, just to mark that there's 3 images to blend. Okay, it is a gorgeous morning, beautifully tranquil. we've had some pretty nice conditions actually. The weather forecast was for completely clear skies, so it was nice to actually see there was a bit of cloud around. A little bit of rushing around to try to get to a location that I couldn't get to, but I think it's worked out okay. It's getting warm already. I think the forecast for today is it's going to be up in the sort of 33, 34 degrees. So this is definitely the best time of day to be out. Time to go home now for my coffee and breakfast and see what I've managed to do image wise. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have, you know the routine. Likes, shares and comments are all really appreciated and really helpful. If you're new here and you've enjoyed this video, then don't forget to hit subscribe before you go so that you don't miss out on future stuff. And as always, I really appreciate you taking the time to watch, so thank you very much. And until the next video, bye.